Thank you all again to those who are donated. This is a free stream, and we want to continue to try and provide important things to you. Now, Japan with the opening pole. It looks like it's coming down in man. It's actually a poachy, interesting zone where they pick up and then drop off into the midfield. And Team France moving it well so far. Stuck on the sideline a little bit. A lot of pressure. We'll need to huck it at some point. Goes up line. And there's a deeper throw, a battle in the air. And Japan get the turn. So good evening in Japan. Bon après-midi en France. I guess I could say konbanwa to the Japanese. I hope that's correct for a good evening. And good morning to those of you in North America and South America. And if you wish, Central America as well. It's good to have everyone joining us. We've had great feedback from and great viewership from right across the globe. It's going to be a precarious day. I'm commentating, camera work, and a number of other things. A little bit of a... there is a travel called upfield. Slightly deeper throw. Taking well. It was all a matter of timing because the French defender was there. Good continued movement by Japan. They have been playing well in terms of movement. I think good pressure there by France, but Japan start out with a break. It is now 1-0. They celebrate. There were a few risky throws there by Japan. One issue France will have is that there is a lack of wind. The Japanese have not played as well when there has been wind. I should say they have not been able to battle some of the taller teams. Several teams have used that to their advantage. The Japanese quickness. Oh, and that's a big collision, but everyone's okay. Physics and kinetic collisions being demonstrated. And I do suggest that there are these, there are some soft helmets that are available that are FIFA approved. So yes, that is for football, but I wear one when I play, and I've had head-on-head collisions that have resulted in no issues. And once again, good heads-up play by Japan. Good to see Andrew Batchelor watching. Yes, the quality's a little bit better because we don't have a lot of people around us right now. We hope the internet connection stays. I think that's the key, is that internet connection being steady. I've gotten thank you to all of those that are emailing in as requesting games, but Japan, lots of options down the field, but good mark. Now reorganizing into the vertical very quickly. You could see that. It's actually a rotation. Oh, and he slipped. There's a little bit of dew on the ground. It is a little bit slippery, and water was turned on last night to help these fields stay somewhat green. Yeah, this probably slipped out, but threading a fine line. So thank you for those that are requesting games. Unfortunately, the schedule is set. I'm not on a portable rig here, and so I cannot move. Good upline movement. Japan makes it 2-0. So Christiana, I do apologize. I cannot change the schedule at this date. France is calling a timeout, and with a score 2-0. Do you have numbers? Volunteers, do you have numbers? So just calling down. Apologize if I did get into your ear, but that was Nimoto Ken. Looks like Ken Nimoto. To number 34, Hachisako Shota. Gonna go down and quickly check internet, as well as a few other things, and then be right back.
I'm gonna whistle one time and 30 seconds! Bah ouais, mais je crois que...
Which team do you play? Defense. I was playing. I think it's
Calls for pressure from the sideline. More handler movement space now for France. Good in cut and a good angle did not give the defender any shot. That one a little bit wide. Again, lots of space to work with. This is good. France needs to run through. Hammer. Taken easily.
Come on!
France get onto the board. 2-1. Lots of time left in this game. Plenty of time. France to get their 2 breaks back. We have seen pressure from France on the D, so I think we can expect a few turns and opportunities for them. Japan, lots of pressure on that point, but you could see France had a lot of good open in cuts. I think one of the primary issues that is going to happen is that there's some players that aren't running through the disc, and that lets the Japanese defender catch up.
Et tout de suite sous le coup là les gars! Allez Bleu, allez! Foot! Allez dessus,
It's
allez!
a good pull, it's floating, and the D is right down. So pressure pushes back right away. Looking for the hot, gets it, and it's a good setup play. And Japan comes down with it. The French defender getting up slowly, but it was a valiant effort at the end, and Japan lead 3-1.
Relevez-moi la tête! Allez! Ils vont balancer, hein! Faites gaffe au travel.
Vincent, thanks for the offer. I think part of the enjoyment of doing this is a good challenge.
Yep. Do you have numbers?
And we'll just get you the name of the goal scorer shortly. And this pull going to be landing out of bounds. And the goal scorer, Arakawa Taiyo. Oh, and a layout deep, but contested the layout by Honataku. Conversation towards the sideline. And it's considered a strip. Polite applause from the sidelines. This game has had a very good character so far. Now I am going to mention character several times throughout the day, because spirit very important. And I'll let you be the judge of what is actually spirit and isn't, or is spirited plays. The big handler. And that was from Florent Socrati. He was a little bit stuck, but he's been back there covering the play quite well and moving the disc for his team. And the catch. By the way, numbers fantastically large. Make it really easy. Good job, Team France. Number 49. 49, Romain Chimeno. I do apologize. The accents are missing. Chimeno. I will try to do my best as I move on. Japanese women's team and supporters, I suspect, clapping. The open team was at the women's game yesterday, and just a lot of cheers from the sidelines. A lot of good support between these teams. Now, unlike club teams, it's a mix, but we'll chat a bit more about that. And they're going to do the huck play again, look for it, but there's a poach. Good adjustment from France to stop that. He's going to put it. And pull down at the end. I believe that throw by number 72. Kawabata Hiroshi. And once again, the same receiver at the other end, Arakawa Taiyo, number 24. Oh, I have been remiss in updating scores. I apologize. 4-2, Japan lead. Getting into production mode. Andrew Batchelor, thank you. Always providing good stats. He does have a statistics background, so this is quite trustworthy. France need to win by 8 or more, or win by 1 through 7, and have GB beat Austria to advance, which eliminates Japan. So Japan needs this win. So the note would imply that, or the tweet would imply that if Japan win, they are through to the next round. All right, that's a good bid. Good pressure. Guile calls him a foul, possibly disc space or contact. You can see the field setup. That is where all the players are. Big man in the middle. Florent, number 4, cycling back. Antoine Mathieu puts it up. Now Florent, numero 4. Up again, Ventois. Mathieu centers it, and it's a throwaway. Japan transitioning quickly. It's gonna huck. Their play is a good huck play. And caught by number 7, Inomata Yuta. We'll get the thrower's number shortly from the spotters. Who's the thrower? Who is the thrower, please? Who was the thrower? Okay, thank you. And that player on the far side, and as soon as and our vision for the Volunteers obscured as well, scorekeeping volunteers.
Et le handler, en fait, il pouvait rien vous mettre. Et il n'y avait pas d'espace.
I hope my audio levels are okay. I did not get a chance to do a full audio
Tiens, un
check.
côté fermé, il pouvait même pas le chercher. Alors que quand il y a un ou deux mecs max, là, tu vois, tu peux chercher l'opposé, le scoobler opposé.
Several important matches today.
Ça commence à devenir. Voilà, commence à avoir trop de défenseurs pour c'est pas possible. Ok.
Thanks, Ben, for the comment. I hope it is okay. We'll always try to get better. Find phonetically Japanese not to have the same nuances as say Mandarin. And it's a zone, so it's wall zone. Japanese counting on the sideline, each of the passes.
Regarde Vince. Voilà. Les gars, libérez la line. Ouais.
Vincent moves it up the field. Hammered. Unfortunately. It's a tough angle as well because of the sun. Looking for a hook. No mark. And there's a put, but there's lots of pressure and it's hanging. It's going to be a battle. And turned. Throw from number 25, Sakai Masaki. That's number 25, Vincent. Bring it to line, but he's can't be because there is no number 25 on the team. Ilame is number 0. He's at the back. Number 15, Nicolas, pretty good as well, but back to 0. He's thinking about hugging it, number 10. Wants it up the line. Trez Martin swings it back. Ilame sends it. Pressure. Oh, and that's a fantastic D. And the receiver wondering where was the audio support? Sideline, help out. And timeout being called. And this is a difficult position for France. That was a fantastic D that we saw coming out of right behind and very safely taking it. And the French sideline very quiet. They need to be supporting their team. They need to be a little bit louder. And it's starting to get warm out. So at halftime, we'll be taking a break in order to continue setting up for the day. There is not a single cloud in the sky. This is going to be a hot day. Compared to yesterday where it was windy and cold in the morning game we saw, also Japan playing at that time. Just the difficulty in staying warm. None of that today. There are no jackets, It's still out here. Maybe a little breeze now, but as you can see, not much. Some flags unfurling themselves, but others staying calm. I think we can expect a zone from the French. Japanese are setting up into a 6-man stack. Let's see how quickly the Japanese can transition into an offense. Reasonably fast. There's going to be a lot of movement. There's some confusion about cuts. But now against, it's kind of sticking zone, but it's man on the handlers. And now it should melt at any time. Wanting to huck it. Wide open players. Now they need to transition into the corner. And well batted away. Japan with a zone as well. Throw down sideline, unfortunately goes out of bounds. And it'll be coming back in far down the field. Pressure situation again for France. Vincent Kabir with the D earlier. Number 31, Nimoto Ken. Probably Ken Nimoto. Probably not. Actually, Nimoto Ken. Swinging it off the line. Down the middle. Kono. And taken in the corner. And that is a point. Just stunned silence.
Receiver number, please.
So number 31, Nimoto Ken to Sakai Masaki for that point. Japan make it 6-2.
Allez les gars, faut se ressouder là. Ou alors ils savent pas les attraper. Patience. Pas trop ici pour un match comme ça. Allez là, on va se lutter par les bouffeurs de sushi, sérieux. Les gars, couvrez-vous, mettez-vous à l'ombre. Regardez où est Bavard, il y a de l'ombre. Putain, il doit jamais y avoir ce sport là, jamais. Il doit jamais y avoir ça. Allez les gars, allez.
Big pull coming in, and that's excellent. As you can see, the D on right away. They're preventing the deeps. They're not playing the unders. I think the Japanese prefer to run through the disc, and just a throw a little bit too far. Tough spot for France. It's going to be a tall order. Japan Japan playing reasonably well, but they haven't had to work too hard for the turns. Kono again with the disc. Back to Kono. A nice floater upfield. The lack of wind really makes it easier. Back to Kono. Number one, Yasuhiro. Kono flips back into the middle and just touches into the end zone, saying no, not in. There's French player immediately there. There's going to be a discussion of whether it was in or not. And it's a goal. And Japan rolling here. Their offense, it is pushing.
Numbers, please.
So number 16, Shirakawa Ryo, to 96, Kuramochi Nato.
Timeout call. 31-10. I suppose.
So another stoppage here. Thank you, Not Invented here, for giving me feedback on the audio levels. Zach Smith, glad for you that you're tuning in from Skyd. Pretty cool guy. If you find him at a tournament, be sure to distract him so he can't write about. No, I'm just kidding. What's the wind like? It's been pretty much a non-factor. If anything, it's now coming from the east, and we expected that yesterday. We spoke about how the wind was coming from the north and the weather system has gone through, and so now we expect a wind from the east up to 10 kilometers an hour today. And what that's done is it's allowed a little bit, especially when we're looking at the screen right now, throws that are coming towards the side of the field, it's allowed it to float a little bit. So you can see the flags waving a little bit, and this breeze, very welcome. A little ways off in the distance, you can see some clouds, just the tops of them behind the power lines. That is just developing, but probably passing by. And if I look more closely, I don't really see anything else. So coming out of this timeout, Japan with a pull in the end zone. France going to be able to move it a little bit. Florian again. Oh, and just shakes it. And that's been the issue. Travel called. I'll be posting a picture of my setup shortly so you can see just how little it takes to get a broadcast out. And unfortunately, France falling over themselves. It's 8-2 now, Japan lead. Now, some frustrations being expressed, but generally, France, I think this next O-line more focused. Japan not celebrating as much anymore. It's not considered good form. They are rolling at this time. And it's tough. Florian beating himself up for that, but errors like this do happen. Numbers, please. And 62, Suzuki Yudai to number 1. We've spoken about him before. Yasuhiro Murata, or Yasuhiro Murata. He was quite active on that point, receiving in the middle, few passes and resets. I think one important thing about France's defense there, earlier in the game they were putting pressure, there were layouts. That has gone away to some degree. A good grab. It just slips out of his hands. And there's an injury. That's Ishikawa Yuki coming out. He might have been stepped on. He's holding his knee a little bit. He might have just been hit or kicked. And disc is now in, or play at least is now moving forward. French defense hyping themselves. Honataku. And oh, that was threading the needle. Getting the numbers from our spotters. And we're into halftime now. Japan celebrates. It was a strong first half for them. And we'll be taking a break and coming right back with the second half. It's about a 10-minute break, so 9 minutes from now, expect to hear me again. Thank you for tuning in for the first half. Yep. Welcome to the I'm Ultimate stream here at WFDF Under 23 World Championships, presented by the Toronto Ultimate Club. We're back for the second half. Japan leading 9-2. And France find themselves in a difficult position. They need the win or they'll be eliminated. And pull being received, it'll be flowing out of bounds. It'll be coming in on brick. Nakamura Taro swings it, gets it back upfield. Back to the middle. Japan moving it fairly quickly. Oh, that's a pretty Kawabata Hiroshi moves it upfield, and he's going to pick up on it after that as well. So Kawabata Hiroshi for the score. Throw from number 47, Nakamura Taro. And Japan have a nice 15-pass sequence to get it up the field.
Les gars, il en faut de la défense. Hein. On peut pas suivre les joueurs. Hein. Même si on suit les joueurs et qu'on est 10 cm derrière, ils vont pas faire tomber le disque. Le seul moyen de faire tomber le disque, c'est de se jeter et d'y aller. Eux, ils vont pas le faire tomber tout seuls. Suivre le joueur, c'est bien. C'est la première étape
Thanks
pour
to
jouer en
Ken.
Ligue 3 française. Et puis après, il faut aller
Thank you
faire les
for
défenses.
updating it. I just wanted to make sure, and now we do know about the names. So I have been saying the last names first, or the family name, and then stating the name. And of course, in East Asian cultures, I say of course as if everyone knows, but in East Asian cultures, and I should know, the family name
1, 2, 3, freestyle.
is first. The zone coming out from France. France need this point as a confidence builder. Mathieu Joly is in the middle looking for the dump. He gets it. Back to Guillaume. He's in the middle. Gregory Gagne, and then to the side looking for the reset for him. Back to Mathieu. Gonna give it to Florent, but it's gonna go Guillaume. This is a zone that's causing lots of passes. But France have to be careful not to get stuck in the corner. Florent now with the disc after a good over the top. Back to him, there's a quick give and go here. Back to Mathieu, looking, Guillaume. Saying that name correctly. Almost complete lack of wind. There is a slight breeze, but it's not causing any pops. For a moment there, we had, but now there's Florent. Just close sideline. Back to Mathieu now, Guillaume. This is good movement. Now they're going to go into a man or more pressure, and Florent puts it in the end zone from numero 4 to Gaël Anceline. Number 4 to number 7, Gaël Anceline, numero 7 pour le point. I guess that's about the best I can do en français at this time. I'm not in the mode to speak French or Japanese. And France, important possession, maintain all the way down the field. That was excellent control, and there was confidence with their throws as well over the top, and good confident cutting. This is what we need to see from France. Thank you to everyone that's donated. Thank you for the support. Very much appreciated. It goes to equipment costs. Really upgrading what I'll show you here. Right now on Twitter, I'm actually going to take a photo of my upstairs setup. And Japan now receiving. Busy taking a photo, but France want to move it quickly. There was a travel call. This is our setup. Oh, and fantastic D there The offense was not in motion. The forehander set up. Lots of space upfield. Good break. Good confident motion here. Flavien moves it up. Good mark on the sideline. Japan wants it back badly. Oh, and then Deed in the end zone. Flavien had really no options. The layout for side D from number 23, Yu. So Ikeda Yu. Back to Yuki. It's a little bit behind him. He needed to make that. And he's helming this offensive charge and swinging and directing, setting up the options. Oh, fantastic speed to get open. And Japan make it 11-3.
6-24.
That throw from Tanike Ryo, number 6, to Arakawa Taiyu. So Taiyu with a great run. Japan with a commanding lead, 11-3. If this continues at this pace, will be a little bit early. The stream will stay live all day. If it does drop, which it can, because of a lot of bodies around our mobile internet stick. If it does drop, I will pop down and reconnect it.
Quand t'es dans la merde sur la ligne, dis à tout le monde, dégagez. Mettez-vous sur la ligne que moi.
So I've tweeted a photo of the upstairs setup. You can find it at I Am Ultimate, so IAMULTIMATE. That's our Twitter feed. You can chat back with me, or you can email me as well. Had great moves. And a good run through D. But there is a call. There is an upfield infraction. This disc may go back. I think the D might have been by Taku. Swings it to the middle. Good reset positioning. Ken moves it up the line. And then a clutch defense by Guilame. Throw upfield, Gael. Guilame sends it. It should find its mark. Oh, and a clutch D. Rolls it out of his hands. And French defender, or now defender, giving him props. Number 16, that's Ryo again, Shirakawa Ryo. It's an important day here Thursday. The issue with today is that it's elimination day. French sideline getting into it. Good to hear. There's going to be Huck going up. That's going to be, but there's a call. It doesn't matter. And it's a turn. But they're going to be calling travel. The defense delivered. He moves it over to Florent. Florent looking for the swing. Gets it to Albin. But then there's contact. Albin getting up. He's fine, it appears. Vilaseca, his last name, but he is taking the injury. And they're going to bring him to this sideline just to make sure he's okay and tape him up.
Team, vas-y, team.
And then Timo going online. Might have been a little bit quiet on the stream. I'm going to be a little bit louder now. Timothée looking, swings it. Mathieu again. Guillaume with a great grab. Let's do the over the top. And Timo. Some sort of change. Gael. And oh, I apologize for missing that. I'm really sorry. My angle here is not the best. And Guillaume with the point. I don't have a monitor externally, so sometimes I can't actually see certainly where the camera's pointing. If you are interested in knowing the results, updating about periodically as often as possible, be sure to check out ultiapps.com/WU23. Big floaty pole from France. Taken, and there's a zone. Calls of zone from the sideline. And let's see how Japan does here in the movement. As always, they are known. Yeah, back and forth. Few upfield options. Now a little bit. The French zone not too tight, and I think that's allowing for the easier movement. Good upfield. Just very steady. Taro centers it. This has been a very loose zone. At the end, Taro scores it. And Japan 12-4. At this point, France's only hope is winning this game and then Austria upsetting GB. Little slip, man. Florent with the disc. Low throw, and it just skips out of Kyle's hands. That pair combination has been so good today. Murata had walked away from the disc, but now he's with the disc again. Oh, low break. And then into the end zone. And Japan break again. That was Yudai Suzuki. So Suzuki, Yudai with the throw. And Japan now rolling. And Japan, 13-4. It's a nice deep throw, and it's a zone. Their zoner really, now it's a man. This is a dangerous position to be in. Still dangerous. Unfortunately, that cut was not made confidently. Japanese player hit in the back. He was cutting back while a French player was driving towards the disc. Patrick, if you're watching, great to see that you're coming and watching this. Wish you could have been here. I will make it out to one of your tournaments. Japanese player back up, being helped to his feet. That is Nakamura Taro. So Taro, a little bit ginger right now. He didn't go down too hard. The player's perhaps horsing around a little bit right now. You with the disc. The substitution that came on. And just a great pivot and throw in, and Japan break again, 14-4, folks. This is a quick one. Great movement overall. Sorry, I was wrong. Thanks for the update, Batch. France needs to win and have GB beat Austria. And Austria, that's an important game. I've had several requests on the stream from folks to try and get that game. Unfortunately, our schedule is set. Taro is up and walking around. He went onto the field, spoke a few words about some adjustment, something that he saw. But he's got his jacket on. He'll be done for this game. Possibly not needed. It is a nice pull. The quality of the French team's passes, unfortunately not as high. Gael now, Guillaume, there's a pick call, he needs to catch it. A little bit of awkward footing as well. The Japanese, just excellent catches and throws. I think it's primarily their throws, low, fast, and to a point. Guy with the disc. Our stream might be dropping out right now. There's a French player that's in my tent that I'm going to have to ask him to leave. He's standing directly in the route to the Guy catches it in the end zone. Hey guys, please use that tent. You're blocking my screen. Okay, merci. C'est votre tent. See, that's your tent. In my tent, they're blocking the internet. Yeah, say it's okay, but if they're over there. Because it's wireless internet. So if they use their tent rather than this tent. Okay, merci. I hope I was polite enough in asking the French team. And hopefully the stream is still live. It will probably cut out a little bit between the games, in which case, just before 11, please refresh and come on back. France, 5 on the board against a very tough Japanese, and this ball just lands out of bounds. That's tricky, being very aggressive. And it's good to see still at this stage. Japan, though, now need to focus. This game can get very quickly out of hand for them. They have shown the ability to come back. Also no hawk, and there is no hawk. Great upfield motion. And that was passed with a little bit wobbly, and in a windier day it would have been an incomplete, but not much going on today at field level. Looking to flick. Dump and swinging very quickly. You can see at stall 2 or 3. Now looking for options. 4, 5, 6. That's a late one. And moves it right away. That 6 was there, waiting to see what the cut would happen, and then giving it to a position where it could go from there. And Japan at 15-5. I'm gonna check the stream at my end up top to see if it is still going. Certainly hope it is. And it looks to be still good. So no dropouts yet today. Might have a little bit of buffering now. And Florent taking the disc.
Comme un tocard.
This is a zone. Guillaume. There's need to get their poppers active. Florent Guillaume moving it back and forth. That's Mathieu, Florent. No options upfield. But it's patience. It's a matter of patience. Losing a little bit of ground here, but good controlled. That's a space. Good space to Mathieu. It's exciting as a spectator to watch and against a zone because you see all the holes, but then project yourself into that position. Hawk, it's fantastically taken. That was Gael. He's being the deep receiver, the go-to cutter as well. Guillaume now, back to Gael. Mathieu. Looking for Timmy. Timo's on the side. Now Mathieu. Gael. Zone's being kept on. Guillaume. Timo. Oh, and that he thought about it. He thought about doing the little flick air bounce. Timo. Florent's been upfield this whole time, and now he's coming back. Timo again, good hands. Look at Florent, and that was from Guillaume to Florent. There's a call. No, it's a point. And France, great movement all the way upfield. 15-6. Luke, great to hear from you. Yes, it is a work day for everyone today. Well, almost everyone. I'm enjoying my office here. Best seat in the stadium. I was told there isn't actually anywhere to sit here. Well, guess what? You can sit and let your feet hang down over the side if you need a break. And 15-6, Japan lead. It's going to be a big pull. It's a safer pull. It's coming down to the middle of the end zone. And it's a good hawk as well, but it's floating a little bit. Taken high, and that's just a tiny little bit of wind coming to play. Oh, but that was a 3-pass play. Very confident from Japan. And Taiyu throwing that into the end zone. Who's the catcher? 11. Thank you. And number 11 catching that in the end zone, Hiroshi. So good movement. Exploiting a situation, really. So 16-6, the lead. And tough situation for France. I'll be honest, it's not an insurmountable lead, but it is going to require a Herculean effort by France. Coming up next on the stream, Colombia Open versus Italy. I know the Italians, they've been constantly bothering me, trying to get any game onto the stream. And it does help that they invite me to all of their tournaments. And oh, this is a big pull. Backline changed up here for handling a little bit. Guile brought back to be more confident. Mathieu still back there though. This is good, man, taking the unders. Lots of folks, Guile calling himself in. But offense starting to slow down a little bit. Good pressure. Centered. And Guile with a quick step. Wants to send it, it does. There's going to be a lot of bodies underneath this. And great D. Japan very loud on the sideline, very loud. And Honataku, so Taku with a D. Messi. Thankfully our stream doing rather well today. I think we found the issue. And defender, man who got the D. Honataku swings it. And Japan setting up for the hook. And there's another deep cutter. Oh, wanted to send it, but there was a French poach. Look at this, sends it lower. And part of the issue of why Japan is open so much is that defenders back them so much, give them so much downfield space that the in cuts are easy, and then they can make the easy adjustment as well.
31-7.
And Yuta there with the point. And the throw from Ken. And that is 17. And the game. Your final result 17-6. So what's the story? What happened? These are good questions. French and Japanese coaches shaking hands on the sideline, having a quick chat. Good to see. This game, excellent spirit. I think, if anything, players had good conversations, very little contested, respected each other and opinions. But quite frankly, it wasn't a close game. So I don't know if it's indicative of what we would see in a closer game, especially from Japan, or really any side. Now, keys to the game, Japan had really no pressure on the in-cuts. At the start of the game, they did a little bit. But then that kind of died out as soon as the deep shots started being taken, and they had to take the deep throws away and really had to play deep on their defenders, or on the offense, the French did, because when they were tight, it was very easy to get open for Japan deep. And we saw that early on. Japan played zone well, played man well, but I think the key is excellent efficiency on offense. Most of the time, every throw, stall 3, stall 4, it was already gone, if not already before then. If it was stall 6, that was trickier, so to speak. But it wasn't tricky in terms of they had reset available, and that was what they were after. So I think Japan looking much more comfortable today than they have in the last few days. And we'll see what they can bring. The stream is going to be left online all day. So you can come back and refresh. You can leave it around if you want. I'm just going to leave it running. And I'll go and change, of course, a few elements on the screen. You might see the screen blank out from time to time. But aside from that, invite your friends, invite your family, invite everyone to come and watch. Primarily to come and listen to me. I mean, it's this spectacular commentary. Anyways, hope you've enjoyed it. Next game, Colombia versus Italy, and we saw a great game from Colombia yesterday versus the US. It was tight early on. Italia need this game as well, and Colombia especially need this game. Both of these upcoming teams very passionate. I think that's a nice way of putting it. I will say this, I have played with Italy against Colombia, and it was an interesting game, needless to say. It wasn't, actually, it was probably the best game that the two countries have had against each other, or playing with each other, but definitely you could feel the tension. Both very passionate countries as well. And I think the culture's relatively similar, but something that may need to be worked on. So definitely a game to watch for how things are handled in terms of conversation. Anyways, I'm heading down. I'll take a photo, I'll tweet the downstairs setup shortly. Be back in about 20 to 25 minutes. Ciao.